a million goes with and stays with.
Kia ora, good evening everybody. You're here again with Boys Get Paid live from the Export Beer Garden studio. We've made it back from Sydney. Can't say feeling 100% still, but we are here. Luke, how are you feeling, mate? You going all right?
Slowly bouncing back, mate, but jeez, it was a big old go.
Big old go. The young fella down the end, you going well?
Yeah, mate, just bounced back. Tip top, sharp and smart.
Climbing Everest, probably needed another fucking gas tank. I mean, no, not gas tank. What are they?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I think they're gas tanks.
No, they're not got gas. Oxygen tank.
Oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
We're going to make a few mistakes tonight, people, sure, but it doesn't matter. We've got some yarns to tell from the weekend. We've got some racing to watch this weekend as well, so we'll be ripping into a little bit of that. We've got Sam Wynne from the south joining us in about 10 minutes' time. But before we start getting into everything, obviously an important announcement to make again. Shapiro's, we're all going to be there for the Melbourne Cup. We're co-hosting with the ACC and TAB for a live punt along. Thanks to those who have already got their registrations sorted. There's going to be the export flowing. There's going to be prizes on the day as well. So you want to get in, people. There's still spots available, and there's still going to be options available for people turning up on the day. If you want more information, text PUNT to 3236. Or Luke, what else can people do? Anything?
Just text punt, mate. Just text punt. What could go wrong?
Turn up. It's going to be a great afternoon.
We hear the TAB are going to be there as well.
The TAB sponsoring us? They're going to, what, you mean they're actually going to have representation?
Yeah. They're going
Okay.
to bring someone down. We might do I don't know if we're supposed to be talking about this, but might be doing some sort of down the barrel type setup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surely they throw us a few bonus bets.
You'd hope
Chances.
There's going to be prizes too and competitions, and there's a set of jockeys sitting here on the table. If anyone's actually watching in, these are Luke's jockeys, BGP jockeys.
I can't fit
He
them
wore
anymore.
them. He wore them at Everest.
I can't fit them after the weekend we had, you see.
What are they going to be doing at the Melbourne Cup?
Well, I think someone could be wearing them at Shapiro's on the first Tuesday of November. We'll get someone's grouse rig in these. These are an extra large, so they're too big for me in the front and the back. But they won't be too big for somebody there on the day, so we'll see if someone would like to take those home as a prize on the first Tuesday of November, Melbourne Cup Day.
Edgar tried them on. If we get enough comments in through the next half hour of the podcast, he'll be trying them on live here, right on TV. I know everybody out there can see him, so make sure you get your comments on. What we want to hear is the best. Is that right, Ed?
I mean, I've got some pretty pasty legs, and running that with some black and white undies.
Mate,
Just what Sam Wynne wants to see.
you'll look great. Get your comments in, people. We want to hear from your best roughies, but also we're here tonight to have a bit of a yarn about our Randwick and Sydney experience and everything else horse racing related. So please get your questions in, get your comments, ask the lads some questions, and we'll come back to them at some point. Whether it might be you want a story or what happened where, let us know, and we'll come back to you as honest as we possibly can.
For sure. I reckon Edgar should kick us off what he thought of the trip to Sydney.
Wowee, where do I start?
First time out of Lincoln.
Well, it all went wrong really on the Thursday night. Sort of overwhelmed with this sort of feeling of, wow, I'm going to shit myself here.
yeah, that's right.
So I had to run off to the toilet and do some ablutions, and it was sort of up against the wall there. And then I was like, wow, this would happen to me, wouldn't it? Bloody hell! Night before Aussie, and I'm crook as a dog. Anyway, we made it through. Wake up about 5 or 6 times throughout the night, going, wow, this is punishing. But then we get to the airport. The friendly Uber man who dropped me off. We talked some cricket, and I was fizzed up and
Get to Sydney, mate.
just got straight into it. I could keep going. Yeah, we're there, Sydney. Wowee, what a setup! Chinatown, just screaming home some bloody horses. Luke Kemmy's punting on virtual dogs. That's pretty much the most criminal thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's rich coming from your $1.40 fucking harness thing.
What is that? Jack the Builder.
Oh yeah, oh,
Jack the
God.
multi-builder.
I won't be able to pay for the builder after that. Jesus, brutal. But yeah, the Everest, Randwick, wowee, the facilities there.
Whoa. How did Friday night end up?
Oh yeah, here we go. Hoppers Part bloody 6 or fucking 7.
yeah.
Kicked out of another pub, guys. Just get in the chat and say, what am I doing wrong? Because last time I checked, knocking over a drink isn't actually illegal.
Well, it could have also been, I mean, Dan Rack had his dad there.
Yeah, somewhere in
Great
between.
man.
He gave you a bit
screaming
of a
at horses.
warning. He said, mate, it's just the swearing at the top of your lungs that's probably pissing off the entire bar.
Get up, you
And the fact we've been here for about 9 hours longer than everyone else.
Those $14 Tiger jugs, I tell you what.
Yeah, they did the job.
I tell you
They did
what.
the job for you. And still, half an hour later, our hotel was what? 20 metres down the road. Half an hour later, he's still calling us going, I don't know where the fuck I
Hey,
go.
I
What's
fucking
going on
walked
here?"
around that city for about 2 hours and stumbled into a bunch of people going, can you please help me? And some Indian told me to jog on. I was like, oh, mate, I'm just trying to get home here.
Oh, mate.
Just a friendly New Zealander. But we made it home,
You struggled.
and we got straight into it again, early.
We did have a very good time at that pub, though, and like Edgar said, they had virtual dog racing, harness racing, gallops racing. Luke won the first on the dogs, but then probably nothing else after that.
No, and I also had a $50 bet on the 4 on the Sunday. It was $8.40 in the gallops, and I was clear with 50 metres to go, and then the virtual 6-horse just bounced. Oh, it's just very fast. Massive sectionals late and robbed me, which is not good, but that's quite criminal. That
Can happen, mate. Can happen.
I'd never been to Sydney, and I've been to Australia a few times, but I'd never been into a pub like that. But it really interested me that this was a full-blown horse racing pub that had a massive screen TV. It had pokies in it. People were darting, smoking darts, doing their pokies, and there were just regular punters coming in for a beer. It was really weird.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Matt. It's not actually a betting bar,
Right.
because I went back there on the Sunday to find the sunglasses that I'd left there, which were gone. So shout out to whoever's got my now polarised or prescription glasses in Sydney. You'll be looking fucking screw with all over the show. But when I said, oh, hey, we had a few yesterday, we got a little bit out of hand, mate, hopefully we didn't upset anyone. And the guy said, oh, no, like you guys, it was bloody good to have you here, but like we're actually a gaming bar
Right.
for the slots, for the slaps, you see. So we were pissing off some of the regulars who go there to game on the regular. And
Well, if they've got a problem with a bunch of Kiwis having fun, then we're not going back.
One time we were screaming one home, there was a bloke there reading a book.
That
Like,
was
sitting there having
bizarre.
a beer reading a book. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, we
Book
rolled
club.
on from Friday. Ed got kicked out. We all got up pretty early on Saturday and we went to the Everest. Fuck, how good was Ramwick?
oh, mate, it does make it quite hard to get. That's the hard thing about, I think, going to great race days in Australia. It makes you itchy to get back on a plane and go back and experience that racing, because it's just a completely. I always say you can't actually compare Australian racing to New Zealand racing. Like, a lot of people want to say, oh, they do it over there, why can't we do it here? It's just miles apart, and I don't think you can compare it. But just where we were, for instance, in that grandstand, a new grandstand, so it's nice and lush, and things were faster, the service was fast. There was 46,000 people there. There was a DJ playing the entire day in our little area where we were, and there would have only been, what do you reckon, like a couple of thousand people in the area we were in.
Yeah.
So there was 44,000 more people around the race course.
Yeah.
It's just
Phenomenal.
very hard to comprehend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
The sun was beaming down. Although we punted a wee bit inside there, for a few sort of hours, just sort of slugging away on that massive bloody
Screen.
I don't know, almost 10 metres wide.
There was a Funters Club going as well, or if that's what we're calling it. But there was a bit of money going around. But the Everest came and went, and that was one thing I probably remember about the day. I don't remember everything, and I certainly didn't.
How many white
remember
balls did you have?
too many of my bets. But I remember when they were coming out for the Everest, and the whole crowd, Nature Strip, the whole crowd was cheering it out as it came out, and I've never heard that on a racetrack before. Clearly, only going to the races here, so you're kind of thinking, right, everyone's on Nature Strip. Quite rightly. And then it lost, and the crowd was dead silent.
Yeah.
It was such an intriguing experience. It's like going to an All Blacks game that, oh, Sweet Caroline.
Everyone's just getting into it.
That's it.
Oh, the crowd, the engagement. Even the lovely lady, Georgia, at the hotel. Oh, what do you boys here? Oh, we're going to the race. Oh, you're going to the Everest.
She
Oh,
was
how
gutted.
good.
She was gutted
She
that
was
she
working.
couldn't make it.
Georgia couldn't come.
It was fantastic.
She wanted to.
And obviously, everybody that came with us was outstanding as well. We had a great group of 20 to 25 people. If you're listening out there, everybody.
Steve-O.
Steve-O was there. Dan as Dad. We had Johnny Anglin.
Is that Steve-O
We had-
from Jackass?
What's the South Africa? Eh?
The doc. The doc.
Definitely wasn't.
Doc, come get your get it.
Come
get your get it. Come on, bring it to baby.
Sam McLaughlin and Steve coming in from Wellington. There was some really, really great people.
Jimmy Neesham was there for a bit.
Jimmy Neesham, mate. Yeah, he was on fire. He went well.
The racks.
It was great. And if we do it again, who knows, Luke, I'm sure you'll probably be looking to organise something again.
maybe Melbourne Cup. Oh, no, we're doing something in New Zealand. Yeah. We'll have to do another one. Maybe Hong Kong in a couple of years.
Yeah. Okay. What?
Jamie Richards.
Righto.
Gives us 2 years to save.
How are we?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a step up, but it would be great. But next time, people get involved because seriously, it is a great weekend. You don't really your sphere of travel doesn't really move much from the pub to the tram to the race course, but
To the hotel.
Hey, that's why I tried Bondi on Saturday night. I was quite happy with that.
You went to a concert. You went to Peking Duck.
Peking duck afterwards, fuck, that was pretty good too.
I thought that was a Thai dish.
Even the after party at Australian racing can get a fucking world star act.
Yeah. Did you jump the fence to get into the
I just
GA
sort of was
area?
loitering up around the top of the parade ring that they
That's it.
performed in. Yeah, I was at the top, but it was still hectic as.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few individuals breathing.
Bit of a step up on the Ellerslie after party, which, like you say, you can't compare it, but yeah, it really was. Like, people were ticketed, paying to go in there.
I didn't go to Peking Duck, but I on the way out I saw the scenes and the crowd gathering. But we bumped into a great man of New Zealand racing, A-Rod. We saw him. He was in the media, and I'm like banging on the window, and everyone's like, "What the fuck are those guys doing?" And then A-Rod strolls, "Hey, boys, like, oh, there be any beers in there for us, A-Rod?" No, okay, sweet. No, good on you, mate. We'll be seeing you.
Was A-Rod not having a beer?
No, he was just not letting us come in
Oh.
because we were on another planet.
Did he say thanks for shouting out the book on the pod?
He was very happy with that.
What
So
a
go and
man.
get the elite book. Yeah. Rightio.
Well, okay.
Sydney, what a spot.
I'm sure we're still going to come back to it. There is still plenty more to talk about. But Ed, we're very lucky to be joined by Sam.
We have a special guest, the lovely, bubbly Samantha Wynne. If you can hear me, hello, and it's a pleasure to have you on the show tonight. How you doing? Is she?
She's pretty quiet.
Kia ora, Sam. Good evening.
You there, Sam?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep. How were you? Riding winners in Wingatui, and then they had to call the meeting off because you're going to win every single race.
I wish that was the case. Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster for people to have a big trip down there now. They have a long journey home. But look, it is what it is. Safety comes first, really.
Yeah, bloody oath. Well, you've got 10 rides this Saturday, and you've actually got the Goat's given his best bet out as, what's it called? Someone just throw it in here. I've lost the name of the horse.
Are you serious?
Skyfire.
Yeah, right.
Skyfire. He's
The 2-year-old.
yeah, how's that? Have you jogged that one or?
No, I haven't. I did ride a 2-year-old gallop for them the other day, but it wasn't that one. I watched our videos earlier on. I'm very impressed even with our trial and our first start. I believe she's working well. It's a very strong field, but she looks a really good chance on paper,
Yeah, and I understand Rhetorical's been doing a bit of good work as well, the stablemate, and you're pretty keen on that one as well.
Yeah, she's a lovely little filly. Lucky enough to gallop some lovely horses there, just helping out, and I enjoy it, sitting on some nice horses. And they're just very professional,
Sam, Luke here. Hey, have you got one that we can follow during Cup Week?
I do. I have Fedakern might be watching maybe the last day. Definitely the mileage suit are better than the 1400, but she'll definitely go a good race the first day, don't doubt. Hopefully she'll be spot on by then, but she's working well.
Nice one. And what's Stephen Marsh like to deal with?
He's a very good man to work for.
Very good man.
Very good man, yeah.
Be honest.
I am. No, I learned a lot with them guys. It was really good working for them. So hopefully I get back in them colours soon.
And last one for me. Do you know Conor McGregor?
Surely.
Not personally. No,
personally.
thank God. Actually, some Irish people aren't really impressed with him at the moment.
We'll have to have a Google and see what he's been up to recently.
Yeah, well, he's just letting the side down sometimes, Like, we like to be humble people, and he's definitely not that.
He's got a bit of swagger about him. Samantha.
Yeah, but he's doing well, so no hate.
Yeah. I just wanted to know, you've got the green silks. Is that related to the Irish heritage that you train in?
Yeah, more or less. Like, I came up with the design and I wasn't sure about the colour, and my mum said go green and gold. So that was her choice. But it's a Celtic knot on them, so it kind of means like family in Irish, like just kind of in Celtic from back in the day.
Get up the Irish. So you've got a few rides. Could you point us into one that you're liking the most chances? Your best chance of the day?
Well, look, Sky and Fire is a very good chance. It's quite short, but there is a horse particularly that I like. He's paying big money now. He's definitely a top 4 chance. a horse Zoolander in the 65 1200. I'm not exactly sure which race it is, but it's from Michael Pittman. He'll probably kill me for saying so. But I really like this horse.
Is that Zoolander?
I can gallop him. Yeah, I just think he's a dude. And I think he would have improved a lot from his fresh up run. I haven't galloped him in a little while, but I'm sure they have him on song, and I think he'll enjoy the track conditions on Saturday, you know?
Yeah. I've just looked through Zoolander, barrier 13 over the 1200 metres, race 6, if you guys want to get onto that one. I'm actually looking forward to your ride on, hang on, where is it gone?
Well organised here, Sam. We hear you've got a shamrock.
She's a catch. She's a catch. The Northerner.
Oh, come on.
The Northerner who's coming down to Riccarton. How's that?
Looks a nice type for sure. I followed her since she's won her 4-star. Cool little horse. Very competitive for such a small little horse. I looked at her fresh record and she's 2 from 2, so it's hard to look past that. But it's a very competitive field on paper. So whatever she does on Saturday, she'll improve on, because I know she's on a steward's task, which she was 5th in, which is a very good run. She's only had 10 starts, you know, so she's got a lot of potential.
She's a catch. Sam, it's Matt here. She's a catch was awesome last year, and we honestly really, really appreciate your time. I've been lucky enough to spend a little bit of time in Ireland, and I know the Irish love a drink. Did you catch the Everest on the weekend, and would that be a weekend that you'd really like to travel with BGP to?
Yeah, I would love it. Oh, you sold it so well. I was watching all the stories, and it looked like so much fun. It really did. That tent, like the music and all, it just looked like everybody was having such a great time. It was good to see for so many people on course, and I'm sure there was a lot of love for the horses in between too. But having a good time is what it's all about. Really, it brings everybody together, doesn't it?
Well, you're going to be riding Fetterken in Cup Week, and I'm sure we're all going to be screaming home Samantha Wynne.
Oh, fingers crossed. Look, she doesn't owe us anything. I'm just going to do my best to have her, leave no stone unturned with her. That I'm going to try and have her cherry ripe. Probably won't get a price on her now either for the owners, but I'm sure our runner, Ashburton, would be standing out once she drops back into her grade. So just looking forward to the week itself, you know, and hopefully we can do a good job for everybody.
Outstanding, Sam. And you're training now. Are you taking more of a cut when you're training and jockey, or are you just you taking it evenly?
Oh, taking me cut for sure.
Good.
I bloody earn it. I definitely put in, but you know, it's just helped me mentally working with these horses. I really enjoy it. It's kind of given me a real purpose being here, you know, because not having any family here, there's a big void to fill sometimes. So keeping the horses on my mind is definitely helping. And I think it's helping with me riding too. It's just keeping me busy.
All I know when I look through a meeting at Riccarton, I just go, Samantha Wynne, yep, the horse has got some decent stats, yep, okay, I'm punting on it.
Oh, jeez, I must owe you a few quid then.
Yeah. You'll owe him a beer when you get down to Cup Week, and we'll buy you one when you come to the Everest next year, surely. Yeah,
sounds good. Well, look, I'm hoping to be riding that time of year, but with my record of suspensions, which I'm not proud of, but I tend to miss a lot of the feeding, so I'm working on that and on the work in progress for sure.
Hey, you've got the training money coming in now, Sam. You can, have a break here and there, surely.
Yeah, well, it is hard work, but I have no one to give the excuses to if I ride it bad, so
yeah.
I have to sort that out. But no, I'm really enjoying it and I have great support, so happy days.
Good on you, Sam. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we wish you all the best for Saturday and for the Cup Week ahead. Fetterken sounds like a horse to get out there in the community, but thank you so much, Sam. We really appreciate your time.
No worries. Thanks for having me, and all the best, and good luck with everything.
Thank you. You too.
Sammy, what a winner.
Thanks.
Sammy, what a winner. That is outstanding. Well done for teeing that up, Ed. That's outstanding. Good work.
Was that Fetterken? What number? What race?
You'd think, no, Fetterken's just for Cup Week. That's one to watch for Cup Week. Yeah, the bully. We've got the bully already.
I was looking up and down the agenda as well, looking for the horse, but
I was actually have a punt.
Not on the...
I literally,
okay.
I've got one job and I couldn't even fucking write that down. And then I've got two Google Docs next to each other and Jesus Christ.
You've had a mare.
That's all right. That's what happens when you're not on the beers.
Mate, it happens. Good on you, Sammy. Thank you so much for turning up. We do have a couple more bits and pieces to go over just from the weekend that's been. How did we go on the punt, lads? Ed, you're laughing over there.
Laughing.
Do you want to talk about it?
Picture a roller coaster going up and down. That was me the whole weekend, really. And then Nature Strip.
Yeah.
Giant drop.
Down to the ground,
That was
burning.
we were 250 metres roughly from the fence.
It was clear.
And it was
It was
James
clear.
McDonald. I think we were walking around having a laugh, clearly having a laugh. James, if you're listening in, we were going, fuck, James McDonald, what's the point? No, can't win a thing. Everyone was
In the Congo.
absolutely taking the piss, but there were about 3 rides that looked like they were home and hose with 200 metres to go, and then
Got rolled.
went silent.
That's how it goes sometimes. I managed to break even for the trip, including my virtual punting, and also I did donate a bit of money to some of the local sports team via the slots over there with the $5 spins, and also some $10 spins. It was pretty loose for me, but
Good on you.
break
Good on
even.
you, mate.
Well done, mate. Was anyone on Andrew Forsman?
Fuck, I wish I was.
I had a bit of St. Bathans before I left, so it was good to come back to that.
Yeah.
And I put most of that on the only one yesterday,
3 for 3.
which ran for...
How that's pretty hard to do in Australia, especially.
I've got it 4.
Four.
4 for 4.
4 for 4.
We had St. Bathans,
Mr. Maestro.
Mr. Maestro, Mustang Valley, and Agon.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm talking about Australia treble.
Oh, right, true. Okay, well, look, he was outstanding. And
Everywhere.
on last Thursday night, he told us he was, well, he didn't tell us that everything was going to go well, but surely, hopefully the community got on that as well, because he did steer us into a few. He's absolutely flying. It's so good to see. And hopefully that form continues, because no doubt people will keep going on with his horses over the next few weeks. Ted
Elephant in the room, just quickly.
Yeah, please.
Maroney.
Chicken risotto.
Can't have it.
Yeah.
Ed couldn't have it.
Couldn't
Didn't
have
get
it,
on.
and what happened, boys?
Oh,
Did it run
What
last,
happened?
I think? Did it run last?
Are you saying that you could tip better than Andrew Forsman?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
What about
Right.
Agon also? Jeez, unreal.
How good?
I was like, nah, Maroni, you got Agon, you got Mr. Maestro, you got Bathans. I feel like there's real good chances there. Mr. Maestro even was like a lock.
You made a good point about him potentially setting that horse for the race, though, right? So when you get asked the question, he probably thought, well, I've set the horse.
So Luke sort of bullied him into an answer there.
Well, true enough, would have won on a good track anyway. But anyway, Mustang Valley, dominant. And I see that those boys might be off to Melbourne themselves with that horse.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Hopefully it is that good. I'd just like to give another shout out to Ted as well, because his best bet was St. Bathans. He texted me straight away. I don't know if I'm sure he texted you guys as well, but straight away St. Bathans coming. I was having a beer, looking around, not really knowing what was going on in New Zealand racing, but it came through and I was I was happy because I got on it too.
There was a
Ted's
lot of
on fire.
Aussies there just punting Bathans, and they're going, "Go on, St. Bathans, go on, St." What's
they?
that? That's English, maybe. But yeah, they really were screaming home St. Bathans, and I was like, "Oh, this is
good to
is
see.
cool. This is cool."
Ted's on fire. Legato last week. You might have that this weekend as well. We do have racing this weekend, though, lads. We've got the James and Annie Sarton Memorial Stakes coming out of Te Rapa on Saturday, as well as the Soliloquy Stakes. The 3-year-old race, James and Annie Sarton at Te Rapa, is actually a pretty good form guide moving forward, which I'm sure you'll probably be able to update people on better than I can. But I know last year, Parinui Bay came first and Dark Destroyer ran third in this race. How have you sort of looked at it, mate?
Well, this looks like a hell of a race, especially on paper. It's going to be very interesting to see how the track plays, as always, down there at Te Rapa. I see Mr. Mojo Ryzen. This horse can't seem to win and always seems to find one that's just a little bit better and stronger. But I'm going to stick with it from barrier 3, Widdamoo Pin on board. You're getting a nice quote of $9. Then you've got to take on the likes of Dynastic, Sacred Satono, Wild Knight as well. Wild Knight's been very impressive those last 2 starts, so I'm sure the team will be screaming him home again. But barrier 12, and you keep going down the page, and there's just chances the whole way through this race. So a very, very even race. Hopefully we see a better Dynastic this time, but I'm going to stick with Mr. Mojo Ryzen, because I think just the way they roll off the front there at Te Rapa, it could suit this horse, and he may just be able to sneak it from some of these that are going to be coming at him late.
I think the rail's actually true, and it hasn't been on the rail for a wee while there, so it's gonna help just to roll along there. And I think Mr. Mojo Rising, you backed him last week. Well, was it last week?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
We're not going to get 26s this time, but
9s and 3s.
I'm glad someone that's educated answered that, because I was actually going to ask about when we were there at the Fox Bridge, everything off the front was winning, and then I think there was a meeting a couple of weeks later that exactly the same thing happened.
Jeez, come up with... Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Go on. Go on.
Good track, they reckon, at the moment.
Wait, hang on.
real?
Is that a prank? I'm saying that too.
It hasn't rained for the first time in a week for like a year, so it could well be.
Fuck, I thought they were
I think they're operating a soft at Riccarton as well.
They're
How's that working?
constant heavy tracks in New Zealand.
Should we just take a minute to talk about Teako and Dynastic? There's been a lot of word going around from people that, it's hard to get on Teako at the moment, just given some of the horses. Dynastic in particular, I think, is potentially one of those, right? That it's like, well, could you bet into this race given that last start performance that there was a vet issue?
I read into the stipes, I think, a bit of a bleed came out of the nostril there, so I think that's a good excuse.
Yeah.
But we need to see that horse bounce back strongly this weekend, and you're getting $4.50, and that's probably why.
Probably why, yeah. I mean, Wild Knight as well, drawn out, so but good horse and on the way up, whereas Dynastic's probably already done quite a bit, but still, obviously young and only really had the 6 starts. But, I think you can never discount Teako because as soon as you do, then the firepower turns back on, and you're getting burnt. So, they'll be down at the moment a little bit with a bit of their horse and firepower getting, beaten all over the country. But I'm sure they'll be fighting fit. But again, it just makes racing even more exciting.
It does. I reckon you're right. The tracks have been so heavy, and the conditions in the training field must be pretty hard as well. So it's pretty tough to get horses that like a good track prepared for it. So I definitely wouldn't discount them. Do want to ask about one of this, YTAC. Any thoughts on YTAC? Have you guys had a look at this? It trialled, just because I was looking at its trial last night, it trialled decently behind Roger That, who came out and won on Sunday, Kabuji, who came out and won on Sunday, Bayama, who came out and won on Sunday. YTAC, Lance O'Sullivan, Andrew Scott stable. Any thoughts?
Sounds like it wins, mate. You've
reckon?
found one. Well, is that not your best bet?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not backing myself at the moment.
Run third in the size behind Maven Bell and Wolverine at 35s. Then next start got beaten by a horse called Sharp and Smart, which a few people may have heard of. First up today. Maybe it'll need the run. But yeah, I think you want to put that one in your black book, mate, and make it your best bet at some stage. I think the one above it as well would be worth keeping an eye on, Lee Docks. Now, this is out of Bella, Carolina. And second up, what's that?
Lee Docks, gee. Fuck, it's a crack up name.
What, Siebes?
Yes, Siebes.
We're learning it. We're having to Google half of the lingo that Edgar rolls around with from the deep south.
Feel a bit
You
old,
guys are getting old,
Yeah.
Is that from the deep south, or is that just an age thing?
We're old, mate.
You're
We're
just
old.
getting
Bullshit.
old. You're
No,
getting old.
we're not old, mate. Like Johnny England was on tour the other day, ripping it up until Monday night.
How nice
and
was
he's
true.
young.
He's
How
still
nice
over
was
there.
his suit? Nice
He's still
felt.
there. Is Johnny England still going?
Yeah, they're over
Cox Plate.
Last time I saw him, he had a 4-litre bottle of Canadian Club. Fucking hell. Jesus
Who
Christ,
eats
mate.
that much
He got me
whiskey?
some champagne actually at Randwick.
Did
He did. He brought.
Before Nature Strip 1.
Yeah, I
Hey.
think I put it on the story. That was.
Can he
Lewis
come to
Canadian.
the Melbourne Cup and get on the podcast and bring up one of those bottles? Good man. He's very, very good.
Cheers,
man.
Johnny 8.
Let's move.
He actually, just quickly, you might not have spotted this, but when he rolled into that pub on the Saturday morning, he had 200 cash Australian and just put it into Matt's pocket.
Did he?
Before he even said hi to
For
anyone.
what? Just
Owe
a
you
punter.
that. Owe you that. You thank yous, you punt IQ. You've been going well, mate, so just owe you that for the day. Just put 200 in his
That
pocket.
is so good.
Yeah.
That is so good. And Matty from Punt IQ has been going good. It was great to meet him. It was
Yep.
great to meet him. Great to see you, Matty. You've been doing an outstanding job, and everyone appreciated your tips on the weekend. It was good.
Yeah, he got me out of jail at one stage, which was good. And sicko for it. He was up Monday morning again doing the form.
Couldn't
Had
believe
the
that.
data up. And I'm like, holy jeepers, mate.
Did he do it on Sunday after?
Yeah. He got himself up.
He even had the laptop open at kick-ons.
did he?
Yeah. He was just dissecting
Oh,
the form
that's
for the
right.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
As in after the races when you guys got back?
No,
About 11
Oh
o'clock
yeah,
at night,
yeah,
midnight
yeah.
at night.
Well, I was
Jeez.
asking, can you show me what Ellsberg was going to win by on the data, and basically played out exactly how it was.
Unbelievable. Punt IQ, get on it, people. He helped us out on the weekend, and he's been going really well too. Dan Rack, hang in there, mate. You know, you've got to hang in there. Look, we've got more races. We've got more races coming up this weekend. Luke and Ed, have you guys had a look at the Soliloquy Stakes, which is the other 3-year-old, Legato versus Prowess? This could determine the favourite of the 1,000 Guineas.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
You are.
How good is Legato? We'll find out. How good's Prowess? We'll find out. Is anyone else going to win this race? We will find out. It's going to be a bloody cracker. And obviously the rail's true. Legato drawn out wides. Probably, it's slow away, so they might suit it, to be fair. And she can sort of just come with sort of one run and storm over the top of them. And then into the Guineas. Get on.
There's real excitement in
You got your first futures bet on, eh?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Can you
Is that
tell?
Who's your futures bet on?
Legato.
Okay.
$6.50.
$7.50.
Oi,
Good
even
man.
better.
I think Ted got it at 21, so he's on it too.
Yeah. Of course, he's probably more excited than I am. To be
He's
fair.
looking forward to it.
He was telling me
guy.
all about the breeding this afternoon.
Don't mind Marshy's one in here, Mazzolino, but having a read today sounds like drawn out a bit. I actually thought this could be a good bet for the 1,000 guineas, stepping up to the mile, but it doesn't look like it's definitely confirmed to go there. So I don't know if I'll be putting that bet on, but I'll be looking for a big run from this horse. I think this can win over some further distance as well. Rocker Baby up the top there, not going to be, the wet track that it's been on previously, but as I always like to say, the Harwood of form always stacks up. $12 into nines. They bring it north.
You're just a
Can
bit
they get
biased
it
there, I
home?
think.
Yeah, I
a bit
am.
biased, just slightly.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I mean, that's probably just as biased as your Legato futures bet, but
No, I don't know. I'd take Legato. That was an impressive win
Very.
versus Prowess, who just won on a Cambridge synthetic. Yeah.
Well, I'm on Legato. I'm on Prowess. Sorry, I've got a futures punt on Prowess. I just still from that win, its debut win back in February, it absolutely blitzed them, and then was sort of nowhere on that Cambridge track. And yeah, it is a Cambridge track, but I thought it won really well. But Legato, yeah, that was really impressive too. It was basically swimming in that heavy Tarapa track, I think it was that day, and took over and won. But just remind me, Luke, who did you say is going to win that race? Sorry.
this race?
Yeah.
Or 1,000 guineas.
The Soliloquy.
Oh,
I think he said Mazzolino for the Guineas. That's who he was tickling
yeah.
into.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with Rocker Baby.
Okay.
See how it goes. Bit rash.
Up Harwood.
I like that.
Yeah, with the Harwood of form. But a very good field, though. You got Romance in the Moon and then Stella Splendida down there as well again. And I see there's a bit of money already for Romance in the Moon. I think with the odds coming out a little bit sooner, there's a bit more money getting flung around earlier in the week. So, maybe...
Well, that might just be because you've been on the piss all weekend and you just sort of rushed it through. It is Thursday.
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, just be careful if you do have a bet at some of these races, because I'd imagine that the market's probably balanced back out closer to start time of their punters.
That's a good tip. People, Rocker Baby, you could probably consider it maybe a little bit of a roughie, $9 and $3.
Yeah.
We have been asking people to come through with their comments, their roughie comments. So keep them coming in. Edgar, I think, is looking at them, and our producer Adam, he might have one as well.
Well, it's not necessarily a roughie. I just more need, I think, Ed to defend himself, because the first two comments are calling you out, saying, can people get a refund on your tip?
Oh!
And the second, and that's from Tim. The second one is from Ethan, and he said, you must be due to do a forfeit, getting all these crims on rims beat at $1.30. So yours, please, Ed. What have you got for us, mate?
Cheers, mate. Yeah, well, that's just part of the game, really. I mean, they do get beat, and I love a second. I think there's about 2 or 3 weeks in a row where a big odds-on pop just gets punished into a second, and it's like, oh, almost, but not quite. Yeah, there's not really much to say other than on to the next.
Jack the multi-builder.
It was $1.10 the place. You could have gone on that. Surely.
Could have, would have, should have.
What was that? Crims on rims. That's a new one. I've heard something similar, but that one's bloody hell, unbelievable. Thanks for your comments, people. Keep them coming in. But yeah, like we said, Rocket Baby is a roughie. We'll call out some of people's roughies. Ed, looks like you're keeping an eye on the podcast to find us some roughies for later on.
Don't have any at the moment.
Don't have any at the moment. Okay, get them in, people. Come on, remember we've got to get the budgie smugglers out. Somebody's got to wear them with Ed on Melbourne Cup Day, surely.
Yeah, could be keen. $500 bonus bet, and I'll wear them the whole
If he
day.
gets the shits that night, we won't be getting him in the budgie smugglers.
I would love to see in the back of a sulky. Yeah, doing the fucking harness
Surely,
kiss thing that
give
they
it-
all do. Those
that'd
only just blitzing round Cambridge. Third quarter and 30 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, make Edgar put his fucking clothes back on.
I'll probably get kicked out of a pub as well and those things. Fucking hell.
The Group 1 bar, outstanding.
Oh, you've been kicked out for less. Luke, you haven't even had a beer. That was good form.
Sorry.
Ed, you're taking it well. You haven't had a beer tonight either, and you're taking it well. It's good, mate. Good on you.
Thanks, mate.
Anything else at Te Rapa on Saturday? Surely.
I think there's one. It's one you want to keep an eye out on.
Yeah.
Now, it's again a roughie in race number 10. It's
Okay.
called Orleans Bell. It's drawn barrier 12. Masa Hasasumi for Karen Thurston rides. Now, this horse last start got beaten by a horse called Wild Knight. So, if you go back to the bigger races of the day in race 7 there in the James and Annie Sarti Memorial Stakes. And you keep an eye on Wild Knight, see how he goes. That's probably going to be a good guide for Orleans Bell, who's a very consistent horse. And I think it's, run top 2 and 7 starts from 12. So $8.50 and $2.80. Maybe keep an eye on that. It's a little bit of an average-ish field. Maybe I probably shouldn't say that. But, maybe a top 4 bet on that horse. That might be the way to get yourself out at Te Rapa on Saturday.
I thought you were going to talk about Marchand, but no.
That's my best bet, mate. We'll get to that later.
Oh, geez. Okay, yep. Keep that one in the pocket. I just hate people to miss out. I would hate people to miss out on the on Gino Severini running around. Like, I just if it wins, I'd hate people to miss out. I mean, it is at good each way odds. If you like Gino Severini at $7.50 and $2.50, get on it. It's the best horse in the field, but I probably won't be backing it. In that race, there's one Thunder, who's run 7 top 4s in its last 10 races, and it was only 1.5 lengths off Darcy Labella first start. Again, I think that might be a good place bet, but the Perfect Pink 2,000 guineas winner last year, that's first up.
Yeah, this horse is first up, and I think it's actually favourite to win the mile.
Copeland's Mile?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
We were having a look at the futures the other day, wasn't it?
Rings a bell.
Because we were trying to figure out who was going to win that race, and we thought that the play might have been Secret Amour around 19s to 21s, and we were going to start loading some accounts up and start dropping some fucking bombs.
Right.
And then we had to send out a few texts before I got a bit itchy, and it sounds like the horse might not be going there. So I was unloading that from the bet slip. So yeah, not sure who's going to win that race, but I like that race. I like trying to figure out who wins that. Often the horses go in from the Red Badge Sprint and then head down there to that. So that could be a guide from Saturday just gone. But anyway, good luck to Gino. Good luck with the trailer, mate.
Absolutely. Get on
the
it.
tarpaulin out.
Get on it, people. Surely it is definitely going to win one this summer. I can guarantee that. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be sometime.
Well, I'm sure that
If it
weekend.
does win, you've got to get a Gino tattoo on your forehead.
You
On
take
the forehead.
the tarpaulin off the back of the trailer, have to put it on the bed because you'll probably piss it with a little wet dream that night.
I'd get a Gino.
Jesus.
I'd get a
That's
Gino. I'd get a Gino tattoo somewhere. What did you say?
You'll get a Gino tattoo somewhere if it wins.
Oh no, not if it wins this weekend. If it wins this summer, I'd consider it. You know.
Well,
No,
this
no,
weekend,
don't-
You've had
pile
3
on.
beers and you've lost the plot.
Look, let's move on. It's been a big week. We've got the Thompson Handicap, Group 3 at Trentham on Sunday. It's
Sunday
Labour
session.
weekend as well. Everybody's got 3 days off. Apparently, there's some fantastic harness racing out of Ashburton on Monday. We're not going to touch on that tonight, but we do have 3 full days of great racing. Ed, I'm sure you'll get a podcast out at some point. But
Already out.
Already out. There you go. Righto. The Thompson Handicap on Sunday. Have you fellas had a look at this, Luke?
Just get on Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
you know, I think it's a Marcus versus Secret Amour type race, and then maybe even a Zola Express perhaps. But I didn't go too deep into this. But those are two good, consistent horses. Which one are you going to back? Are you going to take Marcus? Are you going to take Secret Amour? Like, how does this horse not know how to win? It's just always just boom and home. But you know, running top 2 in 10 of its 16 starts. You know, so Quinella's on with Secret Amour. Whatever you like, take it with Secret Amour to Quinella, and you'll be a good chance at spicing up your divvies.
Okay. Well, I'm going a wee bit left of field. Burnview, the Southerner. Burnview, big bowl Burnview. I tipped him out last week. He ran a nice 4th. He was always taking sort of ground off the lead. A little bit unlucky, I thought. And he's going up to Wellington on a Sunday, and he gets a very lightweight. And Lee Callaway's going up there, and he knows him well. So, you know, go the Christchurch lads. Get up, Lance Robinson.
If you like it rough and they have a bit of rain down there at Trentham, then have a look at Chase. This thing loves it wet, loves it rough, and if
Sounds
you
like
do
he
too-
might be getting chased.
Horse racing
Always have a
terminology,
crack.
it's got leaving a little bit to be desired at the moment.
Just something to watch out for in this race day. And the first race of the day, you've got the 2-year-olds kicking off, and often one of these ends up in the Karaka Million. But there's a horse, number 7, Rip Van Winkle, out of Skirmish, a 2-year-old. Now, Skirmish is one of the horses that one of our lads had a share in and really got us into racing when it won the Wellington Guineas a number of years back. But anyway, in the 9th race as well, there's a horse called Blue Vein, which I think will be a very good chance. And this is by Sham Express out of Skirmish. So this dam could maybe book in the card, but I think Blue Vein is probably the better bet of the two, but the odds aren't out for that race yet. Race number 9 at Trentham on Monday. Also, I think all winners from the tab this weekend on Monday will be paid at 1.5 times because of time and a half.
What?
Are you kidding?
What does this mean?
You get 1.5 more money.
For your wins?
Yep.
But we've got Ashburton Harness.
Yeah, you're not punting there. Yeah, just for Trentham.
No, for Ashburton.
And
Ashburton.
Ashburton, mate.
Hold on. Okay, let's just get
Maddie's
this clear.
freaking out.
So Ashburton and Trentham,
He's putting the mortgage
we can
on.
get 1.5 our winnings
If you're a good man.
if you're punting. What about your losings? If you
you lose,
if you
you
punt
lose,
100,
you lose,
do you lose 150?
You lose 1.5 more.
Okay. This is unbelievable.
I've just made this up.
Oh, damn it. I was about to say I'm supposed to be on a family holiday and I won't be punting, but I was ready to get it. Now I'm happy I missed out.
I can see your heart.
Okay.
Your head.
That would have been a great initiative by
Well,
the TAB.
Look, mate, put me in the fucking marketing seat
Mate,
down there
that's-
at the tab. I would have said, look, everyone, every customer of the TAB, it's your chance for a bit of time and a half, punt and a half. Pick one runner this weekend on Monday and we'll give you 1.5 times the odds. You know the odds. Now beat them.
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
just do the
be on the board.
voiceovers
This-
for their own marketing as
Let's
well.
just be clear. This bloke hasn't had a beer at all. He's at a 0%.
What kind of
He's
substance has he had then?
absolutely fired up. He's
Fucking
still
hell.
going for the weekend. Unbelievable work. Good on you, Luke. That's fucking exciting, mate. I'm looking forward to the 1.5 that's not happening on the weekend.
Hey, Matty.
Yep, we've got to go back to Riccarton.
Yep, but just briefly. Got a roughie for you. Finally, someone's tuned in.
Who's going?
Renaissance Woman, race 8 at Randwick. Bjorn Baker to get the chocolates. Thanks, mate.
Well, who's says
Carlito Shalfoon.
Pardon me?
Carlito Shalfoon said that.
Good on you, Carlita.
Yeah,
That's
good on you. Good on you,
a-
Carlita.
That's a good roughie. Outstanding.
Pair of budgie smugglers coming your way.
I know, you have to go.
Only if you turn up to Shapiro's and put them on.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the only way.
They'll have to wrestle them off me.
Yes, that's good. Well, we're
And the harness sulky.
going to start tonight. Back to Riccarton on Saturday. Sorry to jump ahead of that, Ed. We've got a podcast. Sorry, we've got a tips coming out on the app. But
Yeah.
you
I'll
must
do,
have a
I'll
few
do
to run
some
through.
selections. Yep. There's one I don't mind. The bold look in race 6. It's unbeaten. Looks pretty flash. Ross Beckett trains it. Jason Laking does the riding. There's a few ticks there, and it looks a pretty open race. But that's actually going against old Samantha Wynne. She said Zoolander. Yeah, wee bit of an interesting race there. And then the other one that tickles my fancy, Over to You. I actually tipped this out on our live podcast a few weeks ago, and I got scratched because there was going to be like a heavy or a soft track, and it's been running on the synthetic. So it's got synthetic form, which is a wee bit of a uncharted territory, as you could say, because you don't know if it's going to translate or not. But I'm expecting they're going to be a good 4 track. There's a lot of sun down on the weather radars that I've seen this week. So
Finally.
they get a good 4. It's got a lightweight. It's got Kylie Williams doing the riding. $16 on open into 13s. Have a wee nibble. Have a little nibble. Have a little roughy go.
I thought you'd be on Cognito at 185. Surely.
No.
No? Not on it?
Too short. Too
Okay,
short.
too
Just
short.
the harness man.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm a weird guy. Like sometimes I'll tip $1.80 and then sometimes like, nah. So
There's no chance. That's too short.
Hey, what about race 10, Bell the Ball?
Adam's falling asleep over here, by the way,
Hello.
guys. He's yawning. I couldn't work out.
I wasn't yawning. I was more laughing the fact that Ed said he was a weird guy and he continued to carry on.
They're just like, correct.
yeah, I am. So that's right.
Right, it's
Race number 10, Bell of the Bull, did you say?
Yeah, thoughts?
3 in a row, it's won. And old mate, the doctor or the psychiatrist, he's part owns or so he says. And it's, looking for 4 on the bounce.
Shit.
Placed over 2,000 metres too. Lightweight, Tiakia, Riccarton, there's a lot of ticks there. Ballon Rouge in there as well, isn't it?
You found anything, Luke?
No, didn't really have too much of a look through that race day, to be honest.
Okay.
Neither
That's
did
right.
I,
Well, there's
unfortunately. But
we might as well talk about the Group 3 there that they've got, briefly.
which is the
Watercree
Watercree
Stakes.
Stakes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
This for people that are tuning in that might not necessarily know their horse racing all that well, we've been talking about the Cup Carnival coming up. We've got 2 3-year-old races, 2 big Group 1 3-year-old races. There is the James and Annie Sarton Memorial on Saturday from Te Rapa, and there's a Soliloquy Stakes, but this Watercree Stakes really is a lead-in for the South Island horses into that carnival, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting. We've got Cognito as the red-hot favourite. We've got Charbano. He's a big chestnut, I think, and he's just a big unit, but he's just a wee bit sort of silly at the moment. He's still learning. He's had the side winkers on, and he actually ran pretty well last start. And stepping up to the mile, I feel like he might have the grittiness to sort of step up to that and be a real threat. And there's a little bit of market confidence there, 10s into 8s early doors, I believe. Just as dramatic, gets blinkers on. There's going to be a chance. And then obviously Samantha Wynne on Blue Solitaire. I don't know if we talked to her about that one accidentally. Should have asked her about that one. But yeah, probably another good chance too.
Are these all going into the 2,000 or 1,000 guineas or both?
Great question.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering because that 2,000 guineas still seems pretty open. 1,000, everyone's thinking Legato or Prowess, but
yeah, I think 2,000 maybe. Yeah,
Pierre's definitely the favourite there. But I like these horses are good horses, right? Like, and I see Lisa Allpress is flown down for racing at Riccarton as opposed to going to Te Rapa, and she's going to ride Marlborough Bay from the Taako stable. So yeah, like if you're flying Lisa Allpress down for that race, it must be pretty important. So it should be a good day's racing down there, eh?
Yeah, these jockeys, mate, backbone of the industry. they fall to the track and then they're off on a plane down to Christchurch the next day. Shout out Lisa Allpress.
Unreal. Hey, I got a loose one for you at 41s at Riccarton.
There's Luke's roughy.
Who's texting in there? Because you don't do any Riccarton form, surely.
Yeah, it's a North Island horse that's gone down there, but it's been running on a couple of duddy, shitty sort of slow tracks.
Hit me with it.
It's called Jewel of Patch.
Okay.
Now, it's 26s out to 41s, which is a great sign.
The boys are on.
Yeah, the Copeland's Bakeries Mile Prelude. And
Did you say race 5?
race number 9.
Jesus, I was far away.
41s and 7s, but just if the track comes back to a good track. This one could just jump up and surprise them. Definitely a top 4 chance.
It will be coming back to a good from the looks of it. There's a lot of sun around.
Yeah, $4.50. Honestly, this thing could. How the fuck does this thing run fourth? And then people will have a look and go, oh, okay. But maybe, just maybe, could run top 3 as well. That's about all I've got at Riccarton.
You are a real sicko, eh?
That's good, mate.
You found that one.
I see Zelensky's in that race as well. I literally haven't looked at a race from Riccarton, but I love that horse,
Busy
Zelensky.
week, mate.
One only 2 weeks ago. It's good. It's good. Look, Jesus, we've been 46 minutes. Unbelievable. Hopefully people are still listening.
Let's go 24 hours.
And they've not got bored. If you want to, if you want to go 20 hours, come to Sydney next week, next year. It's good times. A couple of races from Randwick and the Moonee Valley. Fuck, I'm getting cramp. Unbelievable. Hold on.
Wrap this up.
Look, Ria, we do need to wrap this up.
Yeah, can we get a physio in here?
Sharp and Smart is running in the Spring Champions Stakes on Saturday, which is pretty exciting. This horse ran out and won last Wednesday, I think it was. Have you guys?
Warwick Farm.
It was. Have you guys looked at anything at Randwick?
I haven't, to be fair, but
Okay.
I did love to see Sharp and Smart waving the New Zealand flag in a Group 1. I mean,
Proper horse, eh?
Yeah.
Absolutely proper horse.
looks like the 2,000 metres won't be a worry. Looks like it's tough.
Yep.
Get up.
And of course, we've got the Cox Plate.
Sorry?
Which is, racing terminology, eh? Gets the better of you sometimes. Unbelievable race last time we saw between Animo, Zaki, I'm Thunderstruck, and Alligator Blood. And they go at it again. I think, what was it? It was the Might and Power a couple of weeks back at Caulfield, wasn't it? This Saturday, Moonee Valley, the Cox Plate, they're going at it again.
Okay. Well, I've got a mate who's going over to the Cox Plate, so he can maybe radio in and
Is it
get
the
a bit of-
doc?
No, that's Carlito Shalfoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He can give us some track chat.
Is he the one that
Well-
sent through the roughie?
Yeah, there's actually been a few now since we've
You've got
done
priors
that.
with getting your mates on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm a very inclusive man, you know.
Good on you, Carlito.
Yeah,
Your ex-flatmate.
He's going. Yeah.
Has he been sent any BGP kit?
Nah. He's salty about that. So maybe we'll get him on.
We've got a pair of Speedos for you, brother. Good work.
Doomben, race 9, Hasbro, $9 and $3, says Caden Stevenson.
Yep, Hasbro's good.
That's next Kiwi, ain't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Won the 1,000 guineas, did it? Is that big call?
Chances.
Maybe not.
What about the Cox Plate, though? Did we talk about that?
No. Yeah, get the Cox
Animo
out.
220 out to $2.50. I also saw earlier as well that Alligator Blood may have to be vetted before it can start on race
See if
day.
it's on the blood. Thinners.
Yes, somebody a bit of spanner in the works there perhaps. But this is going to be a very exciting race. You'd have to stick with Animo after that last performance, wouldn't you? That was just
That was
freakish.
special.
I've been trying to back against this horse for a number of times and then get roll bowled and arseholed. So I'll probably back it on Saturday and it will run second, I'd
Well,
say.
I think actually the Valley is sort of one of those tracks where he could get beaten, right? Because it's fucking, you want to be on the rails. There's a wee bit of bias on that track compared to like those big open Caulfield Randwicks where they can really stretch out. I think the Valley's tight and fucking, you never know. The favourites can get beaten.
It's quite a different course, to like Flemington, where you get that long straight. You can get tucked away and not get that opportunity.
I would have declared Animo, absolutely declared.
Yeah.
Bowen declared it. But, Zaki on the rail, drawn 1. That's a head scratcher. That's put me off. Just don't know if I can take the 250.
When Animo won its first race this season, James McDonald afterwards said, I don't think it'll lose a race this season. Fuck, I'm still touching wood, but I got on at the futures then at 550, which I thought was pretty good compared to where it is now.
Did you get 550 for the Cox?
Yeah. Because you just kind of like, with James McDonald says this thing must be on fire.
He
And
said the same thing about on Trivia last year.
who did?
J-Mac.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's costly.
Oh dear, righto, bad memories.
Sorry.
But to be honest, everybody out there listening, if you get to see one race on Saturday, that's probably the race that you want to watch, because we weren't texting or anything that day. This Might and Power happened a couple of weeks ago, and as soon as that happened and Animo got over the top of them in the last 100 metres, we were fired up.
Yes.
Texting everybody. It was such a great race, possibly the best race you'll ever see. So get on there and look at them do it again. Have we got any more roughies before we get into best bets? Have we got any more comments, Adam, if you're still awake over there, mate?
No.
Poor bloke.
Fuck, he's bored
50
as
minutes
shit.
in, doesn't know anything about horse racing.
Hey, I'm going to give you some credit now, Ed. He's been all over it, to be honest. He's pulled all the roughies out, so I think we could almost move on.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks, Ed.
Probably time for our best bets, isn't it?
Best bets, surely. Okay, right. Let's get into the best bets for this great Labour weekend coming up. You can't get 1.5 for your TAB, but you can if you work on Monday. So, Ed, where are you going?
Well, I'm going to Riccarton Park, race number 1, meeting code 6, Illicit Miss. $3.30. Good run last start. Was travelling in behind him. Never really got a chance. Settled last after sort of falling out of the gates. But, steps up and trip here. And Joe Cameroon back on board. He'll no doubt give it every chance.
Good man. Punt IQ?
Yep. Moonee Valley, meeting code 19, race number 4, Field of Flutes. $4.50 you're getting for this one. One impressively fresh up as a gelding in September, and then was freshened up for this, and off the back of an effortless jump-out win, he looks like a great chance to take this one out. Then we've got the Goats best bet, meeting code 6, Riccarton Park, race number 4, Sky on Fire, $3.60, in from $5. Samantha Wynne, Mark Walker combo. This horse lost by nose on debut after getting heavily punted. Sectionals were quick and money on early doors, so yeah, probably going to have to get up again. And then we go to Ted's best bet, meeting code 2 at Te Rapa, race 5, Legato. What a race that's going to be. $3 you're getting. Lovely looking filly who is unbeaten. Had no right to win last start, and sectionals were great. Doesn't get out of the gates too quickly, so can settle back from a wide draw and just have a crack at them.
Hopefully he gets the boys get paid. Luke, Ted's been going well. What have you got for us, mate?
Ted has been going very well. Just like to mention as well that the Punt IQ best bet is at Moonee Valley tomorrow night, the Group 1 race day.
Yes.
That's a Friday night. And I might have one from there a little bit after the best bets as well. But my best bet of the weekend is an each way bet. I've been trying to go a little bit rougher to give the punters something to follow. We've been a little bit hit and miss, and I thought we were going to get the chockies last week with Make Time. $6.50, started around $3 something, or maybe even $2.80, run bloody second again, didn't it? But anyway, on Saturday, Te Rapa, meeting 2 at Te Rapa, race number 6, Marchand. Now, I said last up, put this in your black book, and you may still need it in there after this weekend, because I think this is a horse on the way up. It's second up. It is 1 second up before. I don't think that this field will trouble this horse, but it's probably going to be better third up, I would say. So don't get carried away. It was only 2.5 lengths off them first up. And we've got Warrie K riding on Saturday. Warren, good luck. Warren Kennedy.
Zephyr?
He'll be on. So have a little something, ride him home, get Marchand home, and keep it in your black book, because I think, again, third up, that could be where we really get the chockies.
Lovely. Good man. Third up. Love a third up horse. I'm going for a third up horse as well.
Here we go.
Secret of More, and I do have to give Ted a little bit of credit for this one. I didn't have a lot of time, but I did look at it last night, and I said, Ted, fuck, is this thing going to win? It's his second best bet of the week, but I'm gonna roll with it as well. So Secret of More, M4, Trentham, the Captain Cook Stakes, which is race 8, paying $4.50 at the moment. So pretty good money for a horse that was half a length off Deerfield fresh up, and then only 2.8 lengths off Darcy LaBella, who we've seen how good that horse is on the heavy tracks in particular. The horse is third up, so really keen to get on get on it at $4.50. So yeah, hopefully all of them come home. Pretty unlikely, but get on.
Due time and a half Mondays.
We're definitely due. Have we got anything else to talk about from Sydney, Randwick? Have we missed anything?
I don't think so,
Don't think
but
so, mate.
there is a Group 1 tomorrow at the Valley. It's way past my bedtime, so
Yeah.
I'll miss it.
Past 11 p.m. actually, I think it is.
Yeah, that's
Fuck,
just
it's
like
late
4 hours past my bedtime. But I'd be having a crack at Cool and Gatter from Barrier 1, 51 kilos, Jamie Carr.
You don't like
on
Palele?
that. I
The one
really
that we
do, and
watched?
I thought that was a huge win. But
Yeah.
if you got smacked in the nose twice, I don't know how you'd go next up either.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was brutal, eh? I thought it was pushing a horse out of the way, but it turns out it was just getting
poor
whacked.
Poor thing.
Man, unbelievable. Okay, all right. Well, I think we've probably done enough here. 55 minutes has been an outstanding effort. Hopefully, like we said, that people are still listening in. Thanks very much for sending in your roughies. Carlito, we need to see you on Melbourne Cup Day if you want to get in your Speedos. If there are any other roughies out there, we'll be assessing. We won't punish you tonight with Ed live with these things on, but we will do it at the Melbourne Cup, and someone else will have to join him. Surely we might have a chariot there. We might have some jockeys' outfits. Anything else going on there, Luke, on the night?
Well, I think people are starting to message about New Zealand Cup Week as well, which is getting exciting. And Edgar is putting together a smorgasbord of content. So there'll be plenty of content. We'll also have the Punters Club that's going to run week long. So hopefully you've saved your cost of living payments from
Damn it.
the cupboard and you can put those into it, and we will do the honourable thing and increase those as well. And yeah, just if you're going to be in the area, a number of us will be floating around. We're not doing any events as such. It's pretty hard to do an event that week because the race days are so busy anyway, so there's not really spare space where the clubs are like, yeah, great, like come and get involved. But there will still be people cruising around having a beer and whatnot, and we'll see you down there if you are in the area. So make sure you come and say hello. Interestingly, got stopped by a few people in Sydney saying, oh, boys get paid, and coming over to shake the old hand and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's obviously made its way across the ditch.
Good on you, folks. It's hard to believe that we're only really 2 or 3 months into the season. We haven't even started talking about the Karaka Millions yet. We've got the Everest, we've got the Melbourne Cup, we've got New Zealand Cup Week. Then we'll have Christmas, the Christmas races. We'll have New Year's Day races before the Karaka Millions even starts. Like, unbelievable. We've got to keep the energy levels high, lads. No more weekends like we just had for another few weeks.
Oh, I think they go well with horse racing.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Great to see everybody out there. Ed, any last messages for the people, mate? How to get kicked out of a bar? Or
No. We go well.
Ted's got a big comment there. What's he got for us?
what's Ted got?
Oh, yep. The favourite in the Cox Plate has an overall win rate of 41%. Favourite starting at less than $2. Even money. Have a win rate of 70%. Farlap has the record of the shortest favourite at $1.07.
He's read that online somewhere. I read that on Twitter. I'm sure of it during the week. Go on, Ted. Good stat there.
Outstanding.
Stats,
comment.
man.
Outstanding. Look, let's wrap it up there, lads. Thanks very much for turning up on a Thursday after
Wrap
a
it
big
up.
weekend. We're looking forward to this weekend's racing. Everybody out there, enjoy your Labour weekend. Be safe. Drive safe if you're travelling around. There's too many bloody crashes in New Zealand. Keep yourself safe. Gamble responsibly, and most of all, enjoy your weekend and have a couple of beers while you're there.